Let's look at the manner of protest. One of the things you did to draw attention to this was taking your protest to a federal government-owned road. Tell us the reason for that and why you thought that was the most effective way.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. When the issue of increment started, we as progressive-minded individuals, as unionists, we initiated a negotiating process. And when we got to negotiation, the management was of the opinion that they thought we were going to go on protest on campus so that they can close down the school. That was what they used the last 3 years. Now this time around too, when the negotiation broke down, because just removed 12,000 naira and 17,000 naira respectively, we felt embarrassed that how can you just remove 12,000 from about 100,000 naira? Then they threatened us that we know how we are going to go about it. Just go ahead and protest. Then we shut down the school. Even a professor was telling us that they are generals in the war, that we are just neophytes, that they will see how we are going to succeed in it, that they are closing down the school and they are going to victimize us. That was when we thought of taking it outside. We have our rights, pursuant to the Constitution, Section 39, Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution, 2011 as amended, to express, to protest, to occupy. We went to the streets, having liaised with all the necessary security apparatus in the states to protect us, to protect the society itself. And you know, in OAU, we are very coordinated when it comes to protest and occupation. We went out there so that the school management would have any excuse to shut down the school. We are playing on intellectual battlefield. Let's see how it succeeds. We are sustaining the struggle.
Yeah, because what I was thinking is that, you know, where your right stops is where another person's right begins. Yes. I mean, you have to exercise your right with deference to another person's right. I mean, the people whom you stopped from passing that road also had the rights to take that particular route. And I do know that that was a point of dissension amongst, you know, us when we had this discussion, because I can imagine if I were the one who was stopped, I most likely would not turn back. I would ask to also exercise my rights to be on that particular
road. But we have
road.
a palliative measure for that. Actually, at intervals, we open the way. At intervals. And we educate our people. We have leaflets. Even people who come down and join us on the road. The population you're seeing there is not just the students alone.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you too that, you know, much as, yes, you liaised with security officials to ensure that you were protected, what was the guarantee that it wasn't going to be hijacked? Because you also stood that risk from people who would just come and say, well, there's a protest going on here, let us make it rowdy and make it, you know, unmanageable.
That was why we liaised with security apparatus in the state, the SSS, the police, even within ourselves.
So what's the situation now, so to speak?
Yeah, for now, the Oni of Ife and Senator Omishori have waded in, and some notable alumni too have waded in. And the matter is supposed to be resolved this weekend, but because he said they are going to invite us to the Oni Palace, they've met the VC himself, and even they've ordered him to review, to either reverse the money or review the fee.
Okay, so it means that there may be an increase ultimately, but not to that degree. For postgraduates and for fresh students.
Fresh students, and even the steroids. But what we are saying now...
I thought you said they've not announced that.
They've not announced it, but they want to announce it. But what we are saying is, for now, let's stop any increments. For now.
Why?
Let's just come to the table. How much do we need? So it's like just come in one day, just like in the military era. This is a democratic dispensation.
Okay, so if the school authorities, if the Senate invites student union,
yes, sir,
and maybe ASU or NASU, maybe,
yes, sir,
and then they tell them, listen, this is how, or this is why we want this increase. And then they tell everybody and they say, okay, we see reason with you, but maybe not to that extent. Will that fly?
Yeah, sir, I want to point your attention to something that last year, we used about 6 months at home. For what? For proper funding of education. And the proceeds of that struggle was about 200 billion. And about 7 billion is coming to OAU. ASU cannot support increment for now because we are expecting fund. Even though this increment cannot amount to billions. Why is our school in a rush? If you need money, why not go and borrow for now to sustain it? You know what? It's like some people just want to increase fee to satisfy themselves. For instance, when Fisi was telling us that are we not ashamed of ourselves, and we're paying just 17,000 or 7,000 naira for school fees, that is paying about 50,000 for his kids.
Okay, so
is that a good argument?
The union is saying now that don't even bother increasing any fees at all.
At all, for now.
Not even for a little, maybe not to that margin, which they have announced it. You don't want any increment whatsoever.
For now, we don't want any increment. For now, let's see what we need. Then we can suggest. We are reasonable individuals. But we don't want something that will hamper the people of the downtrodden from going to school.
But the same people want qualitative education.
And we have the money to do that in OAU. I've given you the figures. We have a lot of sources.
All right.
Projects on campus have been sponsored by alumni, by companies. What the management is hammering on is running costs. And we have the fund.
Okay, we'll see if we can keep trying to get the Vice Chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University to explain why all of this is happening. So we do hope that he will pick up that invitation. But in the meantime, are you going to sheath your swords, or is the protest going on?
Actually, as it stands now, we have a lot of actions lined up for now. We're just waiting for the outcome of Horny's intervention, Senator Mishore's intervention, and those of other alumni for now.
The protest will not impede on those who want to go about their duties, will it?
Actually, we can't promise, we can't guarantee, but we have our lines of action. Sir, the situation is this. Now, the Boko Haram...
I mean, in town, not within the school premises.
We don't know how we're going about it now, but we have our plans. I can't be revealing it now. But something is to be in the interest of the people. Boko Haram is dissuading individuals in the north from going to schools. Doesn't mean that even the South here, federal government and the management, they are doing the same.
Okay.
Ibikunle Isaac is the president of OAU Student Union. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you, sir.
That's it today on the program. We thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm Chamberlain Oso.
Oh, thank you. Malwe Ogun.
Bye-bye. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sulaiman Lede.